Right, so the old pain in the ass van has now gone. So, new one, flied out, gonna mean one thing, we're gonna do a racking video. However, if you've seen my last van, it's gonna be very similar to that. So we're gonna have foam floor, I don't know what they're called, foam tiles. God knows why the spare wheel is fastened up there, because this is what it fits under there. So I don't know why, maybe it's just for ease, but it's not staying there. That's for damn sure. I like this idea for the damp conditions, try and attract some of the moisture. Don't think it's going to fit exactly how it did in the last one, because I didn't have wheel arch boxes on the last one. But might have to modify the racking what I've got now, and maybe because it's metal that I've got now, maybe put it on some 3x2 just so the drawers and stuff go above that, should I say. But yeah, first things first, if I was going to put my LED lights in, but it's already got 4 in this. I don't think it's actually needed. I'm going to show you the van on the outside in a bit. It is very tarty. I like my vans like this. I'm in it all the time. This is my car. I don't have a car. So yeah, I'll give you a sneak preview. This one's already got your 240 socket in the back. Although, the fact it's lit up, you think that should have a switch on it. Might have to put one on it so it's not permanently live. Don't know what this has been used for, that can come out. Yeah, I'm going to paint all this plywood black, just like I did in the last one. Don't have to, I just think it just looks a bit nicer. So yeah, that's obviously got to dry, that's why it's looking patchy, but ultimately that's what it'll end up looking like. I'm going to put the racking in first, or at least bring it into the van first, and then start the floor. I'm going to start full tiles from this side to here, because obviously that isn't the door, so any cuts I'd rather them be out the way under there. But I'm not going to paint that door just yet, because I'm not sure how much paint I've got left, so I'd rather get this side done. Anywhere that's going to have racking, it'll be difficult to paint behind afterwards. That's going to be done first. So this is what I'm going to use for the flooring. Like I say, it's like foam. You'll see it for like garage floors, like kids' soft play surfaces. It's just easier on your knees. The only problem is, if you want to ever slide anything in that's heavy, like an old boiler or a radiator, it's hard. It is hard wearing, like, but it just makes it difficult to push because it grips. So I'll take off these chrome covers which are on either side of door strips, and then what I do normally is get rid of them screws and put some longer ones in and fasten all this down. But I'm going to use some other contact adhesive just to spray underneath it, just so it grips on, although it does lock together. It's mainly for the edges, I suppose. Keep it stuck down. Painted that one now, again waiting for that to dry. I'll do that bit next. Like I said, that door can be done another time because there's no racking, obviously goes on that, and so can these, because I can't see that lasting much longer. Yeah, it is masonry paint. It does dry matte black, but it's how I've done the last 2 vans, and yeah, it doesn't wear off. I like it. Just going to roughly lay this out to see where it's going to end up, but I think I'm going to start with a full one and just cut that little notch out there. So then the cuts will be on that back side, which hopefully, well, definitely no one will be able to see. You do have these that you can swap around and push into position just to finish it. But yeah, probably pull that down there in line with the plywood and cut that out as best as I can. That's going to be hard work. Something like that. We'll pretend that's not there. Might paint it black so you can't see it, or just push another piece in. But yeah, you just cut it with scissors and it cuts nicely. So I'm going to spray that down, and I'm going to continue that all the way up there, and then I can bring the racking in for this side. The reason why I'm not doing the whole floor and then bringing the racking in is because the racking that I've got doesn't slide very well, and it was a pain just to get out the old van with this stuff down, because like I say, it just grips onto it and wants to rip its pieces. So yeah, I'm going to do that side first now. didn't really plan that out very well, but it'll be right. By the time it's locked in, they lock in pretty strong and screwed down there with a bit of spray contact adhesive. It'll be fine. Again, we'll take no notice of that. My cuts are horrendous, but all this will be hidden by the racking anyway. So yeah, it's finished a little bit short, but I had to start off at the end there. Whether I put a proper size piece in or not depends how many pieces I've got left at the end, off cuts for doing that, but I'm not bothered if that's where it finishes. Again, I have my side racking here. It'd just be in the middle that you'd see it. Before I go any further, best lift this up, because when this front racking goes up here, I can't flick that up. And that's our internal pipe rack, so it accepts 3 metre lengths. This is a short wheelbase, by the way. I didn't notice before, but we've got a strengthening point here for where they bend the doors back. I've got deadlocks on it as well, but that's a little added extra, a little bonus. So I've just fixed that back in position, showing a bit from the front what it looks like. That dog's doing. Yeah, as you can see, the drawer is just catching that box. So this is where the anchor points are on the floor. If I raise them up a little bit with some plywood or something screwed to the floor, it'll just make it a bit easier. I've just altered that angle of that strengthening bar, because obviously it was a lot lower on this side and it would have caught the back of the box. I've left this in because it's just spinning on the other side and I didn't want to take the flyboard off to see what the hell it's fastened into. Shame I can't use it for anything. It'd be nice if it landed in that hole there. It might do actually after I've lifted it up. But yeah, I'm going to pack this up. You see it's just scratching there. So there's some few milli ply, I don't know what that is. Is it 3 milli ply? That's just given us enough under there. Obviously it's rattling away because nothing's fixed yet, but I altered this L bracket that I put on in the past, fix it into funny bone, fix it into there, and then obviously that one on there, and there's potential I could screw that bar through and put a packer behind it just to get it all fixed down. And obviously the 4 legs, that should work. So that one now is all fixed in nicely. Can get the other drawer back in. I have everywhere that I've fixed to the side of the van with obviously metal on metal, I've put some pipe insulation in before tightening it up, just try and stop any form of squeaking, but that's solid now. Let's hope the screws don't come loose. And that should be good as gold for that little bit. Now that I've chucked that piece of floor in there to carry on up there, put that side in and lock it all in position. And that's like a nice finished edge. Just cut this out for the access to the spare wheel bolt for unwinding it down, because I'm going to need that at some point this weekend. Let's put the spare wheel back underneath there. I think it's done it because it's hard work to get it out, but I managed with the last van, so this one should be sound. Just going to carry on now running them out there, try and get the floor done. I've painted that back edge, but I've literally run out of paint, so these and that side door will have to wait until I've got some more. Try and get the same stuff, even though I've had it years. I just think it looks miles better when it's all black. Not sure if I mentioned before how much these were, but for a pack of 2, 20 quid, Halfords. And that there's the coverage you get in the pack, 1800 by 1200, just in case I didn't show it before. Literally the last piece left. I better not make a mistake cutting this out. So that's the floor finally complete. Comfy on the knees, nice colour, easy to wash. You know what I mean, if you get a stain on plywood or, you know, a spillage, it does just stain, whereas this you can just mop it. I mop it every weekend. Well, I think I do. And that's almost that side finished. I just want another couple of brackets on this to add for a bit of, I know it's solid now, but I'd rather, yeah, get some nuts and bolts on it just to make it a bit more secure. That one's done, just wants all the stuff putting back in, and then we'll be moving on to this side. I'm going to leave that in because I am actually going to use that to wrap around the racking just for a bit of extra support. Yeah, so day 2 will hopefully be tomorrow. I need to get some paint at some point so I can paint these before putting the bits that I have on there on, and we'll get this side completed as well. I got a little bit more time on my hands, so it's time to get the right hand side built up and in position. Now last time, for some reason, in my old van, I didn't have this touching the bulkhead, so I had like a little gap. Can't remember why, sure I'll find out. I just said I can't remember why, but now I know why. It's because of the spacing and the wheel box. So yeah, it basically has to go, I think, where it went. If I can, I'm going to have it tight up against the bulkhead, because it was a bit of a wasted, like, 4-inch void for that. It's all coming back to me now. So the reason why I had it further back to the back doors was so I could get a fixing point on that pillar there. Yeah, that's why I did it. So yeah, that's where that's going to go. I can't lower that any, well yeah, I probably could actually. I'd probably lower that more. Thing is though, you can't really fix too far into the wheel boxing because obviously the wheel's underneath. There is quite a massive arch gap, plenty of clearance, but I'll just see what type of fixing I can get. That is going to do probably absolutely nothing, because I bet there's nothing to fix behind there. However, we can still use this strap, and I can hopefully get a fix in there. Just got to be careful of cables and stuff inside these pillars. A fixing up there, and then I've got 6 floor fixings as well. I mean, I could potentially fix it through from the bulkhead like I've done up there, and it's behind the headrest so you can't see that bolt. We'll just see how we get on with this. Again, anywhere there's a chance that the racking could rub on the sides, I'm going to put pipe insulation, just try and stop that. Don't know if it'll work or not, but as plumbers we do have this to hand, and hopefully it'll help. It's a bit of cushioning, because there's not worse than a squeaky van. Should be a lot better there. Again, I'll put a piece behind that when I've screwed it. Obviously, I've not pointed out, but this racking hasn't come out of Transit Custom. It actually came out of Transit Connect, long wheelbase. I've had it for probably 6-7 years, to be honest. I just make it fit. That's why the brackets that they come with the Sortimo stuff is not made for this van at all. I ain't buying new racking. I love this. It suits me perfectly fine. Right, now we've got a little bit more fixing to do on that. I could actually use that anchor point there to fix something around that, and as well as put some screws in there. But this lives, it's not the greatest place in the world, but yeah, it lives under there. My dust sheet box and towels. Obviously I need a lot of them. Obviously the screws in here that I put in here are going to be pretty much no use, no ornament, but I'm just going to put some rubber washers on underneath again to stop any sort of rubbing. But if I fix something from there to there, that should be the main support. Something like that. It's getting more solid. Every single fix. I'm not even bothered with that one, because that bungee cord's got it. So now fixed up this. Got one under there. We've got one inside there with a rubber washer behind it. I've put 3 across that back edge, even though they're only screwed into the plies. Just a little bit of extra. It's pretty damn solid now. Time will tell with this if they all start coming loose. So ladders, I find, are one of the hardest things to store. They're just like an awkward shape, especially these ones with the flaring at the bottom. But they used to live under the van, under the racking, sorry. They're on the last ones, and that's where they're going to go again. I know I've not finished putting stuff in. I need to put a little partition here to stop the when I put my pipes in, stop them sliding across this way. There's a few little bits to do, but I can't get to anything in the garage with stuff like ladders in the way. So that's just a 3x2 partition. It doesn't need to go all the way up to the top. In fact, I might actually cut it shorter than that, but you can tell it was out of the old van because I put this floor down around stuff on the last one. Yeah, I've just screwed that to the floor now. That should, I'll show you what it's for. So I've just put a bit of pipe insulation on top of that. Again, it just stops them bouncing. Well, it doesn't stop them bouncing, it stops them making noise. It's all about noise. Things start to irritate you. But yeah, they'll sit there like that, and obviously there'll be more lamps in them, but it can't slide across now. They just holds them nicely in position. Got this little box here. This is a little extra that I added in the van, just for storing bits like toilet siphons, thermostats, TRVs, fill valves, all stuff like that. It's just like just gets them out of the way, and I actually really love it. It's terrible woodwork by me, like, but it's fixed to the bulkhead. It doesn't carry much weight, to be honest. Believe it or not the hose pipe, but all that actually fits in there. So basically, it just holds, like, I mean, there's 4 different sets of flush valves in here. We've got Siamp, Fluidmaster, Dudley, and Viva. Then there's a few fill valves, carbon monoxide alarm, EPA shock arresters, basin waste. It's just for stuff like that section. I carry so many just so, like, if I turn up to a Siamp on, it's as simple as click off and out, easy money. For the sake of just carrying a bit of van stock. Because we're coming to the end of, well, almost finished, especially this side. This side's done. Obviously, that's what that little racking unit that I built quite a long time ago now. That's what it's for. So you've got your press fittings, heaviest boxes at the bottom, 15mm compression fittings, and a few end feed. Press fit gas, 22mm end feed. Obviously, all your pipe clips. This is overflow and 32mm. And I've got some box of speed fit up top, and my Hoover sits up there. Then I have my press gun and my analyzer sat in there when they are in the van. Obviously, a clip to the side here, we've got like O-rings, washers, fibre washers, electrical connections, miscellaneous kind of bits. And all that's 10mm end feed, and like your chrome pipe shrouds and stuff like that. They just lift off. I've already shown you what that section is. We've got a blow lamp, my expanding foam, pipe bender are all on there, kneeling mat and dustpan and brush. Obviously, under there we have a pipe rack, I suppose. On this shelf here, just got extension lead, jump leads for whatever reason, drain camera, inspection camera, core drill, and then my socket set lives here, but it's currently in the garage over there to sort out that spare wheel. 10mm pipe, all my dust sheets down here, ladders across the bottom. We've got 3 boxes along here, so we've got silicones, chargers and inhibitor and just rubbish like that. Traps, gloves, wipes in that one. This box here is like flux filling loops, just random box of rubbish. Old tools, I don't know why it says old tools, but it's basically tools that you don't really use day to day, so you don't really want them in the bag. And that's your wood bits, tile bits. On the top, all my Makita power tools are in that bag for an obvious reason. It comes out at night, doesn't live in here. Then we have air dryer for drying boilers. I've got safety glasses, ear defenders, there's again trowels, there's a lot of fire extinguishers, just a lot of rubbish in that. Moving on to this side, we have my big screw box. I have a little one that you'll see somewhere on another video. Tape, my multimeter doesnn't actually live there, but because I've not done the back doors, it's just been chucked in there. McAlpine compression fittings, 40mm solvent weld fittings, all that is boiler spares. So like fans, thermistors, flow, Worcester left-hand blocks, flow cartridges, diverter valves. In here, got a laser level, drill bits, pipe cutter, bender, boxes of O-rings, some outside tap bits, yeah, strapping, type of things that you do just leave in drawers. Underneath you've got, so I think that's a bath overflow. Yeah, bath overflow. Got kitchen sink waste, ratchet spanners. All this in here is like lever valves. That's an old, that can come out actually because I don't use that laser level anymore. Ball cocks, flexies, long SDS bits live in this bottom drawer. Stop tap spanner. And underneath we've got a Karcher pressure washer, Today's Tools tap set, both boxes, a waterproof mat from Today's Tools, some blue roll, my hop up when I'm doing boiler service and don't need to, oh god, that's going to be a pain to get back in. Yeah, don't need the actual trestle, and my 5-core cable. Spirit levels live alongside the pipe there, and obviously my hand tool bag lives at the back door. Then we've got a socket and C test. Well, it's not a socket and C, that's a different brand. Multimeter proving unit. My batteries, I don't know where the rest of them are. Bonding straps, easy to hand, you know, because we use them all the time. Yeah, there's only a few little bits left to do. My torch is just clamped to the side there. On this back door, I normally have things like a multimeter on one side, that drain down hose hooked on the other. But this time I'm wanting to put this on it, but I don't want it to rattle at the same time. Usually this lives on that hook that I've put on there, which isn't too bad of an idea, it might stay. I think I'm going to see how it goes. If I can hear that rattling around when I'm driving around, it's going to get moved to the back door. This will hook on the back door as well, but I can show you all this later. That's it's just a piece of 10mm with a speed fit coupling on. Handy way to store your PTFE. So, a bit of a problem. I went and picked up some paint. Actually looks greyer on the camera, but that is not that colour. That looks black to me, but the paint is grey. So I thought I'll try it anyway. Horrendous stuff that, compared to what I've used on the rest of it. I'm just going to let it dry and see if I can get time to go and get some more this weekend. If not, it'll have to do till next weekend. So basically I have these hooks for multimeter and just hanging things off really. These are going to go on the back doors and put another one down there. Like so. I'll leave that side for something else. I'm not quite sure yet. Maybe the trestle. But obviously it needs repainting. It looks horrendous. I've only just done that. That's drying. But yeah, it needs painting black. It doesn't look good at all. So that's pretty much it done on the inside. I've got my buckets to go in, they just slide at the front. I'll show you what it looks like outside now. So yeah, now you can see what I meant by a bit tarty. It's a little bit low. Obviously I'm on a camber here anyway, so that's not helping. But I don't know, see how we get on with it after the first week. But I could potentially take this lower, split her off. It'd still look all right. It wouldn't look as good, but yeah, that's a bit impractical. Yeah, upgraded locks all the way around. These are the seat covers actually out of my last Transit Custom, because I paid 110 quid for them. So anyone that needs to know, yeah, the new Custom, well, or newer model Custom, is not the brand new model. Seat covers, the seats are exactly the same. I've got automatic because I've turned into an old man. This is called the Inferno kit. I've bought it just like this, like I said, deadlocks all the way around. I'm not sure if I'm very keen on the rally mud flats, but I suppose it stops up road rubbish spraying up the sides. I'm not too sure on this windscreen either. Can you see the orange glare on it? So it's got like a sun protection on it, similar to a tint. When I asked Ford, they said, that's where I've got it from. I've got it direct from Ford. It had been a Partex to them. They said that it's perfectly legal. Like I said before, I've always liked a smart van. I'm in it almost every single day. Don't have a car, so yeah, if I'm going out at night, it ends up being in the van. Deadlocks on the side as well. So this has done just over 15,000 miles in 4 years. It's got a 3 years warranty, extended warranty with Ford. Obviously these have issues with the wet belts, but after some research and speaking to a few mechanic mates, that's down to lack of servicing. The oil deteriorates the belt. Now granted, that's not a good thing at all by Ford. Hopefully they'll come up with something a bit different, like a different belt that doesn't, the oil doesn't attack as much. But if you keep on top of the oil, fresh changes, etc., it's supposed to last a little bit longer. And I think it's 100,000 miles Ford are saying at the minute. If not, it's warranted if it breaks. But do your own research if you're going to get a Transit with a wet belt system. I just thought I'm going to risk it. It was either this or a Transporter. I love the Transporters. Granted, if this had been a Transporter in same miles, same spec, automatic, I'd have probably been 4 or 5 grand more just because it's a Volkswagen. However, I went and had a look at a couple, and I do not like the driving position. I feel like they're a bit lower. I've never heard anyone say that a Transit is not a nice drive. Let us know if you'd have done anything different with the racking on the inside. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.